And we're live. Good morning. Let's see if I can find my way into a comfortable position. Yes, I'm back. I'm back in the old one step forward, 5 step back bed rest situation. I wasn't even going to come on, but I thought, why not? I'm awake. I'm here. I'm using the laptop on the other side of the bed. Oh, my mic's coming down again. Okay, so today is the 11th of December, 2024. Although I'm not officially celebrating anything through my website, gocybernaut.com, GOCYBERNAUT.com. It is, let's see, what day was it? It's App Day. App Day, so go explore your favorite apps or find a new one. And it's also Noodle Hoop Day, which I think are spaghetti hoops or maybe like SpaghettiOs. I'm not sure. I guess they're just loop-shaped noodles. Mind you, those aren't anything that I wrote about. More importantly, well, for me is today is my 34th wedding anniversary. Although my husband and I have been together for 41 years, we actually were married on this day 34 years ago. Remember it well? It was raining out. Time goes by. So now I'm back on complete old bed rest. Just gonna lay here. Oops, find my arm. And make a very long day. I had a bunch of promotions of stories that are coming up tomorrow and the next day. Tomorrow is National Gingerbread House Day and Kenya Independence Day, also known as a Jamboree. If that's how you pronounce it right, I'm not sure. And on the 13th is St. Lucia Day in Sweden. That's my heritage. My mother's is Swedish, so I'll be acknowledging that. And then also National Horse Day and Malta Republic Day. So I have a bunch of promotion to do, but that's no big deal. Proofread like Christmas, Slovenia Independence Unity Day, Junkanoo in the Caribbean, and St. Stephen's Day. Just make sure that they're all in. They're not coming on until actually after Christmas. 26th, I guess, and 27th. Yeah, so bit of work to do. Nothing hard. There'll be no creating new content because here I lay in my bed. I'll continue watching my playlist of holiday, classic 20th century holiday television, which I have a playlist under my playlist here at YouTube. I've made my way into the 1990s. So, I'll continue on that, and I'm sure when I'm finished that list, I'll think of it. Well, I'm already working on the New Year's one, but it had to start. It's not as difficult because I have an article written about it. Yeah, so I thought I'd pop on here, Lori, in the news. Let's see what's in the news. Well, that Luigi Mangione, the fellow that has been arrested for that shooting in Manhattan 1 week ago, of the CEO of the health insurance company. Now, that's turned out to be quite a unusual and unexpected situation. He comes from a prominent family, but you have to wonder. It seemed like he had everything going for him, and then something happened. If he had an injury or something happened to his back that basically changed the whole trajectory to. I have autism. I cannot pronounce certain words. You have to excuse me. I make them up if I can't pronounce them. But it would change the way that his life was going. All of a sudden, this young man with everything going for him, and I would suppose, being a back injury that required surgery, and that he would have been a lot of pain, quite a bit of pain. And as someone who suffers from chronic pain, or I hate that word suffers, as someone who battles chronic pain, you can see how it could push you to do something that you just want people to listen to you. Oh, good morning, Isla. I'm here bright and early in the day with grab my coffee. Oh. Today I'm coming to you from the other side of my bed. Yeah, another bed rest day. I was just saying I've had the old 1 step forward, 5 steps back situation. So it seems like when I push myself a little more, that happens. So another easy day of following the news and holiday programming. How's your morning going today? Oh, my snowman on the other side. My coffee is actually hot. I put it in the microwave after I brewed it because I'm tired of lukewarm coffee. Let's see if I don't burn myself. Much better. Yeah, I was saying it's my I have to look it up. Today is my 34th wedding anniversary. Although my husband and I have been together for 41 years. It was 34 years ago on this day that we got married. On the 11th of December, because I know 11 was his lucky number, so he would not forget that was our wedding anniversary. And here we are, 3 decades later. I guess not a lot of people can say that, especially in the 80s. That wasn't really a time of marriages sticking together, I believe. But yeah, it's also app day, so I would say good day to explore new apps, or maybe go through your devices and get rid of ones you haven't used in the last year or 6 months or so. And spaghetti hoop day, noodle hoop day, spaghetti hoop. I think it's noodle hoop, called noodle hoop day. Spaghettios, noodle hoops. I guess round pieces of pasta day, which are 2 holidays I've yet to cover. So you'll have to go out and explore. Thank you for the happy anniversary, Isla. Yeah, I was thinking this morning. I know it's a day today, and that's where we go. The 11th. So it's a good thing we did choose that day. That was our day that we got married here in Canada. We did have an actual wedding in Hawaii on the I think it was the 7th. My lucky number, the 17th of January, which was in like a little grass shack on the ocean with, a real kahuna, Uncle George, and I even have a video of that somewhere in my Hawaii playlists. I'm glad to have a memory. That was the last time I got drunk in my entire life. People kept sending us over like Mai Tais, and me not used to alcohol at all. That was I learned my lesson the next day because we had our wedding pictures taken, and I did not feel good. Anyway, so it gave me enough of a headache. It's also, I think, right around the day that the Gulf War started, because I can remember having the bad headache and laying in bed and think I'm wasting an entire day in Hawaii in bed watching the beginning of an American war. I'll never drink again. And you know what? I really kept to my word. I've had the odd, like celebratory happy birthday shot or something once every 5 years. But I'm not a person for alcohol. And that experience, no, never again. So that was my Hawaiian wedding, which taught me to not drink. A nice 3-week honeymoon there, and we actually met a guy on Waikiki Beach that convinced us that we needed to move to Hawaii. And indeed we did. It took us 6 years, but we managed to do it eventually. He kept telling us we belong here, and I didn't doubt that for a second. It's although I enjoy Vancouver Island. I think of anywhere in Canada is where I'd want to be. Um, it's the cool, damp weather in the winter. Once you get older, is a little bit hard on the system. So yeah, it'd be nice to winter in Hawaii and maybe come back in the island for the summer. I would like to camp. Well, I can't camp like I used to, even though I do have a tent and all that. I'd like to, when I win the lottery, because I might as well win the lottery at this point. Just get myself a nice, comfortable van that's big enough for, the husband and I, and Miles the Labrador Retriever, and I would just travel up and down this island because it is indeed paradise here of Canada, and it's the gateway to the hinterland. I really guess. What's up next? It becomes Alaska and then Russia. And, we kind of are like the end of the world in our own little way. So there's some pondering for the morning. Yeah, yesterday, big setback. I've been fighting this illness, this infection for the last few months, and it seems like you think you're starting getting better, and then you're back, and your temperature's spiking again, and you're going, oh no. And the whole little cycle goes around. But it seems each time I don't even know what cycle I'm on now, 6 or something. Each time, well, I know it's the last time. I guess my immune system is getting better because it wasn't quite as extreme last time. But, it's just very, very disheartening. And that's why I was talking about that. What's his name? Luigi Mangione? I'm not sure what his last name is. The fellow that is the suspect in this health insurance shooting. I was saying, he had obviously he had a back problem and was in pain, and it's when you're ill and in pain for a long time, especially when you're alone with your own thoughts and stuff. He go to extreme measures. I don't know. I guess maybe he was just treated really, really badly. It's unusual that he seemed to come from a family that would be able to afford his medical expenses. But I wonder if it got to a point where it has been said. I think at 25, 26 in the States, a lot of children stay on their parents' health care systems until then. But I wonder if his treatment was turned down, or maybe his family, didn't. Maybe they were just like, influential people, but really didn't have a lot of money because that it just because you're an influential person and you look the look doesn't mean you're not crazy in debt. But something must, he yesterday when he was taken into court. Now, what did he show? He showed it. It was clearly unjust, an insult to the American people. That's why out of touch, which is out of touch, the American people's lived experience. And I don't know. I gotta say, as someone who is chronically ill and does have pain issues, I'm not saying that you go out and you take matters into your own hands. I'm just saying that some people just get pushed to that brink. But one way or another, it is really opening up the conversation. People are saying, hey, well, should this health insurance company, was it the fourth largest money making company in the United States after Amazon and Walmart or something? Should a health insurance company really be making that much of a profit? Because the hardship and the pain that is causing people. That is out of touch. It is out of touch with how the real person is feeling. And it's opening up that conversation. And maybe he felt at 26 years old, he's already lost all his health and all this, and he had nothing to lose. Or maybe he just needed somebody to listen. But people are listening. Like whichever side of the argument. Like, of course, it's not right to take another life. It's not right to take a life in the first hand. You know. But yeah, it really is opening up a conversation, and I'm having visions of when OJ was driving down the freeway there, and all these people waving him on. It's the unlikely hero situation. But he goes to say, there's a lot of people suffering in all over the world with pain and health issues that support system. I don't know why the support systems just aren't there for people. It's not a priority. Well, obviously, it's a money making for some companies. I mean, for that company, I can't remember its name in particular. And the other thing is his family owns at least two, because they said a number of nursing homes, and he volunteered when he was younger at these nursing homes. I wonder if he saw some things that come on. Anybody, let's just say the nursing homes aren't always the nicest places for people to spend their final years. Maybe he's saying how wealthy his own family got over. It's a conversation. So that's me saying I'll never talk about news politics. Well, I'll talk about news I can relate to it, I guess, just like anybody else. The other thing is in New Jersey, and I just caught this late last night, is apparently there's these sightings of these drones. And I'm thinking, first I thought, yeah, it's like Christmas and, it's part of people's light displays and everything. Until last night, I was listening to one of the reputable news agencies, and they're saying that these drones are the sizes of SUVs. I mean, that's like a flying car. You can see definitely like they don't, just because they're the flying size of a car, they're not means that they're a UFO. A UFO doesn't need to be from some other galaxy or something. Well, to be developing story there. Yeah, so let's see. Anything else in the news I paid attention to? Probably not. I did watch a strange documentary this morning about the Nigerian baby scams, where they scam these Nigerian couples who are having a hard time to have children. That first they convince them they're pregnant, then they have to convince them that they have to come up with a larger thousands and thousands of dollars within the next 9 months because a special medicine needs to be obtained, smuggled into the country to allow them to give birth. Now, if they don't get that medicine in 9 months' time, well, the baby is just going to get weaker and weaker and weaker, and they have to build it up again. But if they get the money, they do some kind of weird procedure. I don't know, like pretend they've done a cesarean or something, and deliver the happy couple with a stolen baby, which they get from the young teenage prostitutes and things. It's just like, I'm like, oh my gosh, just when you think that these scams can't get any worse, everybody, they sort of the Nigerian scams and, scamming poor women over here and that, but what's going on in their own country? That's crazy. Oh my gosh. And, of course these families, maybe deep down they kind of, oh, something's a bit off, but hey man, this baby is now their child. And the officials basically say, well, we're going to have to find the biological parents and return this child if you don't cooperate with us. So everybody's losing in this situation. Holy cow! But yeah, so I seem to find my way onto strange doc. I don't even know how I segued into that documentary, but it was the morning. Maybe I should start going live at 4 because I seem to be ready to go then. Of course, that's going to be when I sleep in, and I guess I'll be alive right around whenever I'm up and around. Because even though it's 5 o'clock here in on Vancouver Island, it's later on in the day everywhere else, except for Hawaii. And if you're coming from Hawaii, mele kalikimaka. So I don't know what to talk about today. Um, write anything down. I'm trying to write down things to myself just to remember. Let's see. Um, let's see. I didn't do my GeoGuessr head-to-head yesterday. I was just feeling too ill, but I did do my daily challenge today because I don't want to lose that. I got a silver in the end, so I feel confident about that. But I was having a lot of pain and anxiety yesterday, and I thought the last thing I need to do is go head-to-head competition with someone. It would just cause me more anxiety. It's the whole anxiety of realizing that as good, as patient and hard as you've tried, that your health is taking boom a little step backwards, and that I think was the anxiety of like, okay, I'm just going to have to go through whole new cycle of this pain and discomfort and anxiety and everything else, because with my autism, I'm very, very sensitive to the sensation of touch. And unfortunately, this seems to be it seems to be a bad one of the symptoms I'm going to have to put up with. Yeah, so I did have a couple of meltdowns. Yesterday. What I should have done is put some nice calming music or binaural beats on. But I don't even think I had the patience to do that. Oh, I'm going to end up with a sore shoulder. Yeah, so another long day of getting through the hours and making the best of it. I don't have any actual work, so I mean, thank goodness for that. But sometimes, the hardest work is keeping that mind occupied, and that's what I've got to do most today. Yeah, I know. It's a long day when you get up so early. And of course, last night I started drifting off. Oh, I was sort of in that twilight. I was watching. I can't even remember what I was watching. Some Christmas show, obviously, and all of a sudden, hey, the fire engine arrives and the ambulances, and I'm like, okay, it's like. I'm at the front of the building, so all the lights are flat. I got extra lights last night in my room, and I'm the weird thing is, I'm going through my mind is the possibilities of where they could be going, and the sad fact is there's a number of places where I know that the people are on their own and they're elderly and they've got health problems and nobody. But then I started thinking, it sounded like someone above me was trying to break down a door, and I'm starting to get worried. Is it my neighbor upstairs? Because I know she's got extra locks on her door, and phone her. And then my husband came and said, "Did you hear that yelling just beforehand?" And I realized, well, the man above her, oh, he's in bad shape. He was he's a veteran, and in his retirement. He can hardly get around. And I was wondering, well, maybe he was yelling, because I can remember before he fell and he yelled. And it took the ambulance like 3 hours. I couldn't believe it. He lay on that floor for 3 hours before the ambulance got here. So I don't know. In the end, they took the ambulance around the back of the building. I guess it was easier access to get the stretcher out. So I don't know who it was. Oh, well, wait a minute. And the one lady about being the woman next to her, we saw going out earlier with her son, and she had a mask on. And my husband noted that she looked really ill. So yeah, I mean, like, all right away, well, okay, could be this person or that person or that person. We need a full-time medic in this building. I'm telling you. We have a public health nurse that lives right here. I'm telling you, there's people that where's that one? The last one did have someone. I know the man that the veteran has no one, and it's so sad to see him. And the woman above me. So I don't know. I'll probably never find out. I'll never find out. Once I see somebody come home in a cab, because if they're even still at the hospital. Yeah, so that kept me awake, and still woke up at 3:30, or maybe it was even 2:30. I don't know. I thought, well, there's no way I'm going to have a chat this morning. It's just, yeah. At least he does have the pillow upstairs does have a roof over his head. But it's just a shame that he's all alone, and alcohol has just completely destroyed his brain. You still see him going next. Tried to go drive his car. He drives his car. I don't know how. I mean, he can't even walk. He got his dream car too. He told my husband, when retired, he always wanted this certain car, and he got it. And it's a shame. I don't know. Seems like he's paid a lot of price to be all alone. But yeah, so then that kept me sort of up. It was in that nice, it was great, because I did have a day about a lot of anxiety, so it was nice to get into that sort of like twilight. You're not really asleep yet, but you're just that relaxed. And yeah. Oh. Well. Let's see, what did I watch? It was funny yesterday. I think it was I made it to Emmerdale. I watched something that was so funny. It was a British show. It'll Be All Right on Christmas night. It's in my play with the 20th Century Christmas. It's just basically all outtakes. But, these outtakes were from 1988 or something. So it's before we had the technology we have now. Yeah, let's watch a couple of soap operas. Dolly Parton's Christmas at Home. That was nice. The big hair of the 90s runs in the family. Let's put it that way. Madeline's Christmas. Watch that. That was one of my favorite children's books. Madeline, when I was a child. Price is Right. Interesting to see the difference in prices since 1990, 34 years. Watched the Coronation Street in 1990. General Hospital 1990. Emmerdale 1990. Made it up to the TV movie A Mum for Christmas. And then with me moving on to the 1990s, the last decade. Oh, I still got a lot to watch though. At least it's keeping me occupied, because I'm gonna run it. Yeah, I'm gonna run out of things to think about and do. Yeah, so thank goodness my website is all up to date as far as creation goes, I guess the promotion will take me less than an hour. Keep thinking maybe I'll have a nap later, but I don't know about that. Yeah, watch that. I do follow my favorite bloggers. I watched Tanya this morning, but yeah, waiting for a vlog was one up from the Wilkes woman. It's been a couple of days for her. Oh, I'm glad you have it. I'm glad you have this chat. Enjoy this chat. I say I'm not even used to talking. So sometimes it's hard. It's hard to know what to talk about. Don't really pay a lot of attention to the news, unless it's. I mean, it just sometimes it's just too triggering for me. But I like true crime and stuff like that. I like watching trials. Sometimes not. Um, mm, I haven't watched my EastEnders all week. I might do that today. Seems like my whole life lately is just being around watching. I mean, I don't seem to have. I used to be able to read, but I don't seem to have the patience lately. It just seems so easier to watch a documentary or something about this. I don't know, the laziness of. I remember when I was happy that all I had was a book. But I just seem to, what'll happen is I'll start reading a book about something, and then I'll go on to see if there's a documentary or something about it, and watch that, and then I'll think, well, I already know the story now. What's the point of reading the book? Oh, mm. Yeah, I do watch some of the trials. I'm not really following one now. Um, I can't remember the last one that I did follow. I get, I found my ability to concentrate more than one thing at a time has suffered lately, and the trials, you really got to pay attention. So I think I sort of lost with that, but I the case in Florida, the little Maddie, that her stepfather, mother's boyfriend, or whoever he is, took her life last February. I sort of been following that case, and I'll probably watch that trial. Oh, it's just a tragic situation. I think the fact that it's probably a lot more common situation that the boyfriend is there because he's a child predator, basically not there for and then the mothers, some poor woman with really low self-esteem that doesn't want to see the signs. But yeah, it's a tragic case. It's probably happening a lot more than we think. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I won't even bother with that one. I don't know. But yeah, I can't really think of any cases that um, I'm thinking about following. Oh, I gotta say, it's a patient thing. I'm in the Christmas right now. It's hard to switch. Oh, um, yeah. Well, at least with the watching the vintage holiday television programming and TV movies and stuff. It's for the most part, there's always a bit of hope in them, and who can argue with having hope? Everybody needs a bit of hope. I mean, I need a bit of hope now. I'm like spent a lot of time concentrating and just finding hope, and because sometimes everybody gets to a point. Not everybody's got a perfect life, and sometimes I feel what's going on in your life is a hopeless situation. But it was always good to find little glimmers of hope somewhere. But yeah, I don't know. Once I finish all these Christmas shows, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be off my next. I don't know if my name is Gail. I'm autistic. I like to make lists of things and organize them. Yeah, I'll find something. I'm trying to think what's next. Valentine's Day. I'm already gonna work my New Year's. Who knows? Maybe I'll just end up being like the queen of the television lists. Hmm. It would be nice to get some subscribers. I found I was in YouTube for something like 17 years now. I was surprised. I was looking at that the bald eagle video, the very first one I put up, and I thought it's taking me this long to get 91 subscribers. And to able to sort of like to make it work on YouTube, would you have to get something like 3,000 subscribers? I don't know if I got enough years left in me to get to that point. But it would be nice to I don't know, are people into to listen to someone watching somebody lay in bed and babble on? And that idea I had about, hey, what if I just put the camera on me when I slept? And would people watch me? Well, I'll tell you, this morning I was looking at lives, and guess what I found? I found a live of a guy sleeping and snoring away. And I thought, oh, well, okay, well, that's not an original idea. That would be kind of creepy. Oh, there's lights on outside. There's not be another ambulance. Hold on. No. No. Just somebody going to work. Yeah. Yeah, so there's a guy that I guess he lives. It's something like homeless RV shelter live. I guess he lives in his RV with his little dog and yeah. So I guess, and he had quite a few. He had like 78 people watching. I'm like, well, how come he can get 78 people watching? He's snoring. I can't get 78 people. I mean, I'd be happy to get 78 people. Just think of all 78 of those people subscribed. I almost double my subscription. But I guess there's something for everybody. I don't know. Oh, yeah. I was gonna try to pop on at different times yesterday, but I was having I don't know. Maybe people will watch somebody having an autistic meltdown because they can't stand the touch of anything on their skin at the moment. Because it is real life. It's the real deal. I actually should have done, get ready. No, it wasn't much of a get ready with me, but my sense of style is like none other. I swear. One of these days, I'm gonna do an outfit reveal because you know why? I don't care. Comfort rules. It doesn't matter. I would not be comfortable putting on like these huge eyelashes. I would feel like something was in my eye all the time. Even the feeling of makeup on my skin. I start getting all these paranoia things about my. This is blocking my pores. Pores can't breathe. But I don't. My days of having living up to I guess the fashion of the world is long past me. Hair. I mean, where's that? Ooh, this nice braid happening, because yeah. Well, somebody's popped in and out, so I guess I didn't. You never know who you may have. Well, yeah. And you know what? I do help myself. Like I said, when I woke up this morning, and what was it, like 2:30 or something? I thought, oh, there's no way I can do this. I just feel so horrible. I just feel so horrible. I just want to have a good old cry. That's it. I don't want to. I don't even want to. do anything I don't want to exist. Yeah, I'm glad you found me because if you didn't, I would be sitting here alone. Well, yeah, I'd be sitting here alone talking to myself, and by now I would have totally run out of topics of the 3D printed gun with the Luigi guy and all that. I would have totally run out of things to talk about. Like I say, I'm not much of a talker. It's just I'm not a conversation. I'm not my aspect of autism. I really don't do well in social situations. I mean, I panic. I'm so uncomfortable. Um, so therefore, I'm not used to really talking, and I guess I spend most time with myself. So I do talk. I do talk to myself, and I do babble. So that's not something that's difficult to do. Um, I mean, this is what it is, folks. Yeah. Uh huh. I do too. I yell at the TV as well. But no, I talk to myself all the time. I mean, this is why I was wondering if I should start maybe figuring out how I can do the live streaming of my GeoGuessr, because that's when I talk most of myself. But I just be careful of the language that I use. I've got to retrain myself. And then I was sort of paying attention when I was playing, and I really don't use bad language at all. I just think in my head the bad language, I guess. I'm very actually, I'm a very polite. When I play games, like when I'm playing, like I play also a card that some card game I play. I am the most polite like person you want to play against because I really feel bad if I win. You know what I mean? It's like I feel really bad. I feel like same thing with the GeoGuessr. But I found in the GeoGuessr. I think that we've got the most polite community of competitive play anywhere. I don't know if that's because we're all neurodivergent or whatever. My hair right now is bothering my neck. See, it's that whole sensation thing. My hair touching my neck. Just stop. And now this thing over here is going to bother me. I was just talking about how I don't care about the whole fashion thing and all that. And here I am. But I'm not doing it because I care. Look, I'm doing it because the sensation bothers me. Cheers to that. But yeah, I know when I don't know. Do you suffer from chronic pain too? Because see, that's the thing I find is I wake up early and I'm on that pain, and it just takes a long time, like an hour, hour and a half to get to the point where I can sort of deal with it. So those early mornings are the hardest because you don't want to start the day with tears like that. But excuse my arm. Yeah, it's just I found that yeah, even coming on like here, I have to basically um, I can't be a blubbering mess. I have to at least get myself where I can communicate and focus on something else. So this sounds bothering me. Why is it bothering me? Ah, okay. I thought, okay, let's do this. Let's do this side of the bed today. Maybe it'd be more comfortable. It's not. Oh. But yeah, I think there must be. There's probably a lot of people that get up in the morning and they live alone and they want to get ready. Maybe I should start going early. Maybe I should just turn on the camera when I wake up. A lot of people that get up in the morning, they want to have the coffee and just want to have it and voice in the background. They live alone and it could be that. But yeah, it would be nice if I could, reach the people that are waking up and they're really having a hard time. People don't understand that, some people with disabilities, it takes so many hours in the morning just to get to the point where you can deal with yourself. Never mind getting up and having to go to a job. You can't. You want to. Of course you want to. But it takes so much energy just get yourself together in the morning. I don't know. Going back to that, like Luigi and his pain again. I'm just saying. Too many lonely people having to deal with the pain. Yeah. Because even when you do have people, and you have family, and you have people that care about you and that, and even if they don't, they don't feel this way. You do feel like maybe you're pushing too much on other people. You're putting too much of your problem. It's a very lonely place to be. Chronic pain, very lonely place. And whatever happens with this, what happened in Manhattan last week, it's more awareness what people are going through. There's been a real shakeup. Even the thing that because of the whole opioid crisis and whatever, um, people that probably have really, really legitimate reasons to have pain medication are denied, and even if you're not, there's a stigma with all that. Like my doctor prescribed THC oil for me. And even that, like I feel a stigma, or I feel I'm judged. You smoke pot because you're in pain. Well, yeah, who wants to be in pain? But even that isn't a total answer for me. I mean, it doesn't change that whole thing about the loneliness of the pain and the stigmas and everything that goes on with that. So yeah, as bad as you know the choice that was about the situation. I'm sorry that he had to be pushed into it where in order for people to listen and get a grasp on the reality of people with disabilities, people with pain issues, people with mental health issues. Um, People are being shook up, and I think the fact that there's even a positive following for him just shows that how big a problem, how many people are involved there is. Oh, I hear someone outside. People must be getting up and getting ready to go to work. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I watch this. It'll be all right on the night. It's in my holiday playlist, and the outtakes. Some just never get old. But I thought it was quite funny because there wasn't cell phones, and the technical glitches probably would, you know, somebody said, "Oh, when you go live, there's the opportunity of making a fool of yourself in 16 countries simultaneously." Well, I could do that right here, probably in a lot more countries. But yeah, I found that quite funny. I like what do they call when they when things don't go as planned shows. Like the fun. I guess it was like the funniest home videos. But but they were like mostly from news shows and TV shows. Yeah, that was the highlight of what I watched yesterday, I guess. I'm sort of doing a sort of advent calendar of classic TV. Coffee doesn't even taste good today. Ah, anxiety, collective scream. Ah. Oh, for those who have not here to see the chat, it takes 24 hours. The Team Paranormal says, I remember when they closed the mental hospitals and dumped a lot of the mentally ill people on the streets in Edmonton. Many of the women were exploited. Absolutely, yes, unacceptable. I remember when that happened here in British Columbia because my brother was actually one of those patients at the time. And yeah, well, thank goodness he had us because basically he was placed with my mother, who was probably in her 80s at that time, because I was living in Hawaii, and that's why I had to come back from Hawaii. Is because she couldn't take care of him and she couldn't take care of her. But yeah, I thought many times, if he didn't have us, where would he have ended up? He would end up on the street. He would be down there in Maine and Hastings in Vancouver. No, he would be living in the Y, because that was his idea. I think at one point my parents tried to get him to live on his own at some point, and it must have been at the Y, because that was his idea. Yeah, so that's where he would have ended up. So yeah, he would have. And the problem was that he was so easily exploited, and even though he was a man, and that he his mental age, was very childlike, and yeah, he might be taken advantage of so easily. Yeah, but they really didn't. The thing is they didn't have any real support. I mean, he had no support in place, and we tried. The main problem we came across was he had a brain injury now. He had the brain injury. It occurred something like 3 days after his 18th birthday. Now, if it had happened beforehand, I think things would have been different. He would have been eligible for more support. But there was I think there, in the Lower Mainland at that time, there was one sort of group home or something situation, but I think they had like 7 beds or something. There is no way. And the thing is, they know that you have a relative. There's no way either. They're going to push you on that relative. It so happened, my mother. Here was a woman who was deaf, almost completely blind, had dementia, and well, you've got a relative, so you can go stay with her. You can go live with her. And of course, she had the total guilt of, she'd already lost 2 children when he had his accident. One very tragically. One was she died at birth, but my brother was 2.5. He died very tragically, and she carried this terrible guilt about, it was a car accident that my brother was in that caused his brain injury. So, of course she's gonna, sure, I'll take care of him type thing. But it was hard. It really was difficult. We did get him into Brock Farney in Vancouver the last few years of his life. In the last 2 years of his life. But yeah, so that had to be a good, took us 20 years to get him in, well, it was a nursing home. Um, and believe me, we really, really, really tried to get him help in every way. But there's nothing, no, for a person that has got either brain injury problems or psychological problems that were in the institutions. Like, yeah, I can't even imagine what something like for them just to be let, just be dropped. Yeah. Um, yeah, the priorities of the world have definitely. I don't even know. I don't even know what to think about the future for my grandchildren, my great grandson. I don't know. The more that you see of humanity, uh, yeah, it's a sad situation. It really is. Yeah, is that my anxiety and depression? I try to see. Like, I created my website. Go cybernaut. I'll spell it again. GOCYBERNAUT.com. It's a sort of uplifting thing. I wanted to have positive things to concentrate in that, but is it the state of the world, the state of the illness, and the state of the patient? I just always manage to sort of slip back down. Is that just the way it is? You know, I don't know. I don't know. Let's hope that they do find a way for the future. Um, that my grandchildren have a something better to move on to. They don't inherit um, my dodgy medical genes. Actually, my two granddaughters, they're both 15. What a couple of athletes. They sure didn't. I'm dyspraxia. Whereas I'm uncoordinated. I can't even skip rope. I could never skip rope. None of that stuff. I watched one in a wrestling tournament over the weekend, which she basically won, and we're talking about all boys her age. Um, and the other, she plays volleyball. So yeah, they've got their athletic genes from somebody else rather than me. But it's nice to see that they're competitive and yeah, competitive, beautiful, smart young women. Yeah, so yeah, I watched video clips over the weekend because I don't live close to the one granddaughter. The other one I do, but I can't get around. So when you're stuck in bed, you're you're seeing no one. Yeah. So today, husband's got to go out and shop for the dog food because we're down to a couple of days supply. One day, I gotta publish our. Actually, I'm gonna have him. He's been working on doing a video of making the dog food because we have our own special blend of carrots, beets, apples, 8 grain cereal, like oatmeal cereal with 8 grains, rice. What am I forgetting? Heart in bite-sized pieces and lean hamburger, all cooked up, put into packages and frozen into tasty little capsules. Because we had our last before our last few dogs. Well, Lucinda we had till she was 14, but our dogs previous to that we lost due to cancer. And paying attention to news and this and that and dog recalls and I thought, well, it's got to maybe changing the food because I have a hard time losing my animals and I don't like to see them have a disease. So yeah, Lucinda lived. She was over 14 and a half almost, and always very healthy until she hurt her hip, had an injury. And Miles, we got him at 5 months, and he's never had anything but. So yeah, the husband's gonna make the journey to the store, get all the good fresh ingredients, and cook them up. So probably I'll have them Miles and him in with me for a few hours while he's off shopping. Um, well, Miles still, he is my husband's dog, and he ended up, he's his therapy dog. He was meant to be mine. He was born to be my husband's. So he'll be a lot of checking the window and that, but he's got a lot better. Now he'll just sort of, curl up beside me and be a bit patient, knowing that Daddy's coming home after a while. But he also, the only reason we stay, well, one reason I'm in this room because I've been bad, but also he can be very naughty. It's just that thing. I'm mad. My daddy's gone. I'm gonna steal everything I can. That's gonna make you angry, and you can chase me all over the place. And I just don't have the energy to chase him. So I pretty well policed this room, and he'll come in and look around and say, Yesterday he managed to get himself. He managed to get himself a Kleenex, which I just let him eat it. I thought I'm not gonna eat for this. And as he ate it, I snacked on some corn chips to show him what he was missing. So yeah, so me and Miles will spend some time together. But for now, I think I'm gonna pop off and do a bit of my promotions. I don't know, maybe I'll watch the movie first and get my day started. So thanks for coming by again, and maybe I'll pop on later. I don't know. It depends on how this illness of mine is going. Again, I got my fever again and everything. So um, it's sort of like I go through these cycles where I get better, and then it seems like maybe 2 days go by, and the fever comes back, and I'm sick again. So I don't know how I feel because it is a sensation thing. So I'll probably be having a few meltdowns. But I'm gonna have a super day. I'm gonna try to do my best, and you do the same too. And thanks for stopping by for coffee. And I'll see you when I see you.